Hi there, Saksham this side from ACE IPM, and as you'd already know, IPM IIM Rohtak's forms are out already. You can go and fill it up right now. In this video, I'm going to talk everything about IIM Rohtak's admission process, the eligibility criteria, and more importantly, the weightage given to past academics. And being a student of the first batch of IPM IIM Rohtak, I'm going to share my thoughts about what is the ideal score that you need to have in 10th and 12th or in the exam so as to get admission in IIM Rohtak for the IPM program. So let's get started. The important dates, so the process of form filling has already been started and the deadline for the same is May 4 for 2021. Then the exam is going to be conducted on June 12th in the afternoon shift 2 to 4 p.m. and after you are done with your exams, you get your shortlist on the July 3rd week. So that is when you get to know whether you are shortlisted for the second round or not. Now in the second round, they do not have a written ability test this year and they are again going to go with online interview. So that is going to be conducted right after a week of getting the shortlist. Tentatively, it's going to be July 4th week. Then after that, you get your final call as to whether you are selected or not by August 2nd week, and then the calls start rolling in. Then there's a wait list and all that happens, all the wait list movements, and the admission process gets concluded and the session starts by September 1st week. Usually it was the case that the session would start in the August 1st week, but because of COVID and everything, this is now deferred to 1 month even for 2021. Now that those were the important dates. Now the eligibility criteria. This is something which a lot of people don't know, but if you are more than 20 years of age, you're not eligible to apply for this entrance and even for IPM IIM Indore. So the general eligibility is that for general NC, OBC and EWS category, you need minimum of 60% in your 10th as well as 12th. And your age should be maximum of 20 years as on July 31st, 2021. For SC, ST and PWD candidates, you have a relaxation in terms of your percentage. So rather than 60, you require 55. And the form fee is going to be rupees 3,890 and this fee is going to be non-refundable. Now the form fill-up process, again, this is very important when you're filling up the form, which happened with a lot of people last year. I don't want you to repeat the same mistake again. So the percentage of marks that you need to fill in for your 10th as well as 12th, you need to do that based on the aggregate marks of the best 5 subjects that appear in the mark sheet or grade sheet, irrespective of the board's regulation. If your board says that your percentage is based on the best 4 subjects, that would be null and void. You will be calculating it based on 5 subjects only. You are only going to consider those subjects wherein you have gotten, subjects wherein you have actually given the exam. The paper pattern. So for IPM AD 2021, it is to be conducted on 12th of June 2021. It is going to be conducted from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. You have 3 sections: quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, verbal ability. All 3 of them are going to be MCQ. You have 40 minutes time limit and 40 questions for each section. So that brings the total to 120 questions, 120 minutes and 480 marks. You have a sectional time limit, but you don't have a sectional cutoff. So that's a big relief for people who are not able to meet cutoff of one or the other section in IIM Indore, because over there you have sectional cutoff as well. About the level of paper, please do not judge the level of paper based on the paper of 2020, because that paper was conducted online. The level of difficulty was different. It was very easy. It was actually easier than what the level was in 2019, and the competition has grown manifold since then. So I assume that the level of difficulty will also be adjusted accordingly. In 2019, the cutoff for this paper out of 480 was about 264 marks. I expect this to go to about 300 marks out of 480 this year, depending on the level of difficulty, of course. So we'll have to see how it works or how it goes on. And if in case you actually want to secure an admission, you should be targeting a score of at least 350. And also it depends a lot on how well you have scored in your 10th and 12th. That will be a deciding factor as to whether you get the admission or not. As I mentioned, the weightage given to 80 score aptitude test is 45%. For personal interview, you have 15%. Then for past academics, which is your 10th and 12th, it is 40%, a whopping 40%. Till 2019, the case was that 50% weightage was given to your aptitude test score. Then there was 10% for written ability test, then 30% for personal interview and 10% for past academics. Now you don't have written ability test. The weightage for personal interview and 80 has gone down and the weightage for past academics has gone up drastically, which leaves a question in a lot of people's mind that if you are someone who did not particularly score well in 10th and 12th, what do you do, or should I even apply for it or not, right? So I've already explained the first point. Now coming to the second point, first of all, let's understand what is a good score for IPMIM Rohtak. I'd say 90% plus in 10th and 12th is a decent score to have. Of course, if you have 85 or 86 in 10th, you can compensate for that by scoring a little higher in 12th, and that'll depend, right? So that's not the point, but roughly 90% plus in 10th and 12th should be good for you to be considered as a candidate, as a potential candidate for IPMIM Rohtak. Now, why I'm saying so? Because I have been a part of this institution, and I know that a lot of people that are there in my batch as well as the second batch are the ones who have scored really good in their 10th and 12th. So keeping that into consideration, I think 90% plus should be fine. Now, another thing that you need to note, which not a lot of people are talking about, is that they haven't actually specified that how are they going to calculate your marks for that 40% component, right? It is not always the case that you have this linear simple calculation wherein if you have, let's say for example, 90% in 10th and 90% 12th, then you get 90% of 40%, that is 36 marks out of 40. That's not always the case. Let me tell you, in fact, for MBA, what a lot of these IIMs do is that if you get 90 plus, then you are awarded about 10 marks out of 10. If you have 80 plus, then you are awarded, let's say for example, 7 out of 10. For 70 plus, you are awarded 4 out of 10. For 60 plus, you are awarded 0 out of 10. So if that is the case, it will actually be harder for those who have scored less. But if it is, a simple calculation, that case, the difference isn't as much, and you definitely can compensate for that. They haven't disclosed that yet, but again, I'm just telling you as to you're clear with everything as to how they might be possibly calculating this thing. So I think you're clear with that. Now, what do you do if your past academics are average, or let's say in some cases even terrible? See, in that case, there's nothing much you can do about your 10th at least. And if you're currently in 12th, just do your level best and make sure that you are scoring well in at least your 12th. Because that is not only going to matter in IPM, that will also matter if in case you apply for any MBA college through CAT, right? Your past academics are given a weightage. People say that, they don't matter as much. You just go, you apply through an entrance and you're done. That is not the case. So make sure you're doing your best even in 12th. So with that out of the way, let's say for example, you are dropout, or you give your 12th, you still score average only. So what do you do in that case? You cannot do much, let me tell you. There's also not much time left for you to enhance your CV and compensate for that in the PI part, because again, the weightage is only 15%. What I'll recommend you to do is double down on your efforts in your aptitude test preparation, score as high as you can, and on top of that, in personal interview, justify whenever they question you about your past academics, justify as to why they are so low. And if in case you're someone who had a lesser score in 10th but then it improved in 12th, I think as an interviewer I would take it as a positive, because you improved and with time you understood that it is important and you got more disciplined, and that actually helped you score better. So if that is the case, I think it still works. If in case you had a higher score in 10th and a lesser score in 12th, I think that would be a little problematic if in case the gap is just too huge, right? Otherwise, not really. But those are the things that you need to keep in mind. Now, a lot of people have asked me this question: should I even apply considering that my past academics are poor, they are average, they are terrible? Do I even apply or not? My answer to that is absolutely yes. Why so? See, it's better to shoot your shot, apply for it, give your level best, and leave the decision on them whether to accept you or not, than regret later that, okay, what if I would have given this, and let's say for example, I would have had a chance to be in IPMIM Rohtak, but I couldn't get in because I didn't apply for the admission process or something like that. Make sure that you don't have any regret for later. So apply for it right now. And if you consider the cost, of course, it is expensive. All close to 4,000 rupees for a form is expensive, but you also have to consider one thing. You're spending 15,000-16,000 anyway for other forms, and then on top of that, you might be in a coaching which would be charging you anywhere between 20 to 60,000. And if in case you wish to join ACE IPM, you can do so at a fraction of that cost. But for any other coaching, it would be 20 to 60,000. If you're paying that, and on top of this, when you actually get into the college, the fee is going to be in multitude of lakhs. If you compare all this to this amount of 3,890 rupees, it's nothing. So for your future, I think invest this money, make sure you are doing your level best and you give them no reason for them to reject you. and then that is how you should approach it rather than just getting demotivated and not applying it all. About the fee structure, so a lot of people also question me on that the fee structure is just too high. The fee is touching like upwards of 35 lakhs, probably even more. But is it too high, or what is the case? See, I'd say yes, it definitely is high. IPM is an expensive course, but at the same time, it's not just with IIM Rohtak. If you go with IIM Indore, for Ranchi, Jammu, Bodh Gaya, they are also going to charge you more or less the same amount of money only. At the end of the day, this is the amount that you are going to pay if in case you get into an IPM. But the good thing is that you can actually get it financed to an extent. So a lot of banks would be willing to offer you loans up till 30 lakhs without any collateral. And that is an option that you have at your hand, and you can go ahead with that. But yeah, it is expensive, but there are means to finance it as well. On that note, I will end my conversation. And if you wish to join a coaching for your IPM preparation, you can consider joining ACE IPM, wherein the course is taught by your seniors from IPM who have been through this journey themselves and they know what it takes to get through this. Then you have a set of 22 booklets for IPM preparation delivered right at your doorstep. You have mocks that closely align with the actual exam so that you get to know your areas of strength and weakness, and then you work on them accordingly. And then you have unparalleled support from IPM mentors, something which you don't get in other coachings. And you can go head over to our website for the registration for the course or even for the free counseling session, the link of which is down in the description box. And that's about it. Thank you for listening to me patiently. If in case you found this video helpful, please like it, leave down your comment. If in case you want me to talk about the differences in IPM Ranchi and IIM Rohtak, which one's worth it, which one's not, which one you should apply to, or anything of that sort, if you have any suggestion for the next video that we should be making on this channel, you can leave it down in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel for more updates. That's about it. Thank you and have a good day.